Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hi, everyone. This is the Real Estate Pros podcast. I'm Kristen Knapp, and I'm here with Stephanie Sundell, realtor, investor, and tiny home advocate, which I can't wait to get more into. How about you just fill us in a little bit on your business and where you're at today?
Yeah, sure. Hi, I'm Stephanie, and I'm super excited about the tiny house movement. You can say that I'm like a realtor that has gone a little bit crazy with the tiny house industry. So it all did actually start with a dream. Talk about manifestation. I was actually in Thailand, couldn't sleep. I had a really cool little bath on the patio. So I went out there with my phone and I created a tribe vest. And I was like, I'm going to get a bunch of women together. We're going to create a tiny house village. So I just named it Tiny House Village. Had no idea where it was or anything. Fast forward about 4 months, and I'm at the REEN Real Estate Networking Group in Dallas. It's a bunch of women real estate networking people. And a friend of mine goes, hey, I found property in Groveland, California, right outside of Yosemite. And I was like, oh my gosh, no way. I know the postmaster. Funny, I did. A friend of a high school friend. And I'm like, put an offer on it. So she did. And here we are. So we have 14 acres right outside of the front gate of Yosemite in the Tioga Pass. So it's on the west side, go up the 120 through Buck Springs. It's super pretty. Groveland, and it's supposedly, I hear that it is the oldest bar in California, the Iron Door. So we go there all the time for hamburgers. It's great. It's a little old bar. So we are doing short-term rentals. Right now we have 4 up there. One is supposed to be a property manager cabin, but right now we are renting it out. We also have a yoga dome, which we're also renting out right now to travelers, to hikers. And then we have a 2-bed, 1-bath on this property. So all of them are all Airbnbs right now.
That's awesome. And could you tell the listeners, just if someone's, not super educated on tiny homes, what constitutes as a tiny home?
So it has to be under 500 square feet. Yeah. So they can be park models, which mine is. It's 11 and a half feet long. And the true tiny home is 11 and a half feet wide. A true tiny home is 8.5 feet wide. So rustic, which is on the property, is 8.5 by 30, and mine is 11.5 by 40. So it's quite big, and I could live in mine for sure. And it has 2 lofts, so it fits really well for families.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
I bet in the construction process, you get creative on saving space and combining certain areas.
Yeah, mine's made by Silverton, so I was able to meet with my tiny house designer Jenny, and we walked through the whole thing. You got to pick the carpeting, the everything, the tile, the shower, the cabinets. It's a little home on wheels, and that I believe being in San Diego here is truly the next movement. In fact, I have another tiny home and a back of a home in Ramona. I had one being built in Oregon and then lost out on a property up in Oregon. So then I was like, oh my God, I have a tiny home with no land. And I sold this home to a family up in Ramona. And I jokingly said, hey, Daniel, let me use that other half acre and put a tiny home there. And he's like, okay. And I was like, no, I'm serious. And he's like, me too. So there's a tiny home in back of his home right now. And I pay him per month, and the renter pays utilities, and everybody makes money. So works
That's
out great.
awesome. Yeah, and sorry, my cat is being a menace right now. But anyway, I'd love to hear about when you said that tiny homes are kind of like the next wave and the next movement. I would love to hear more about that and kind of what you're seeing in the market to make you feel that way.
Oh, the ADU market is crazy. When a client sees either land in back, like this gentleman's home, be like, oh, you could throw a tiny house on there and make 2,000 a month. Their eyes light up. So whether that's a stick built home, like it's usually about 300, maybe 350 to build. You could roll up a park model like mine, and a family can live in it for about 120,000, and
Wow.
all in. Yeah, all in. And you just, hook up the sewer and or septic. That's all additional. That's, not a part of the 125,000, but that's decked out. That's like really good insulation, really, really pretty, really gorgeous inside.
Yeah, and I mean, that's awesome. That's an awesome opportunity. And I know that you're very passionate about sustainability as well. Is that kind of folded into this?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the price of homes right now in San Diego, I'm not sure where you're at, but it's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know how our next generation is going to do this. So, say mom and dad right now, like a house that I'm closing on, 950,000. It's on .7 of an acre, so almost a full acre, and there's enough room in the back to build another house. This gentleman is going to pull a tiny on there, and rent it out for 2 grand. I mean, literally, he pulls it in there. He's either going to build septic, he's not sure, or pull the sewer back. It is on sewer, so he just has to cost that out. But yeah, he's all in with, and it has its own driveway. It's great, and that's the only way
Yeah,
that I can see like our next generation being able to live anywhere.
I agree. I mean, I'm in California as well, and the market is it's crazy, and it's so hard for young people to buy into it. And, you know, all of us want that. I think that that's something that the younger generation still wants. It's just not realistic. So I think this is a great pivot so people aren't, renting for the rest of their lives because rentals are small too. It's not like,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then, you have nothing to kind of care for it. I mean, it's the best feeling in the world when you're on your land or your whatever it is, I mean, you really care for it.
Absolutely. So, well, we kind of talked about where traditional real estate kind of gets, affordability wrong. What about sustainability? What are you seeing right now that, traditional real estate is sort of not doing correctly right now?
Sustainability. That's I'm seeing prices drop so kind of drastically right now from inflated pricing that finally, I think that the market is shifting and kind of leveling out, which thank God, because it was getting a little crazy there. So, sustainable as far as pricing goes, I think the elevated pricing of homes are now coming down to a low roar. Like you can actually start to purchase something. And now with the interest rates hopefully coming down, so there's going to be that, perfect storm happening. And if the interest rates come down and the prices keep coming down, then you might have hope.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I would love to talk more about your specific community that you're building. I know you have some visuals that we can share.
yeah, let's see if this will work.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Yeah,
So
that's awesome. Tell
this,
us more about this.
yeah, so this is our artist rendering. Currently, what's on the property is that two-bedroom, one bath right there, which is rented. That is the Geodome, which has a bed in it at the moment, but it will be a yoga dome at one point with the pool in the front, we're hoping. That's going to be the very last thing we put in, but we also need that for fire. One thing that's not noted on here is a 150,000 gallon water tank that's going to be there that we also need for fire. So we're basically going to be our own little fire department until others can reach us. But we're going to try to be self-sustainable. And so the parking lot right now is where the property manager cabin is, and then this is the first neighborhood that is built. So these three are in right now, and we're just waiting for the fourth one to be delivered in September. And then the other two will be built in the next couple of years. So there's no real plan on when that's finished, but each one will get its own septic tank, and that's expensive. So we are looking for funding.
That's great. And then you said that there was, you're looking for women to get involved in the business
Yes.
side of it.
Yeah, definitely. So we do have two available right now for different reasons. There was a health complication and she needed to get out. But right now we have 12 homes and two of the ladies need to pop out. So we're looking for two investor women. We has to be all women. Sorry, guys. I'm sure there's a law against that, but I don't care. Has to be all women. And a husband is fine. That's great. They're along, but we're just really proud of that, and we want to make sure that that is carried through. That's one thing we're non-negotiable.
Yeah, I love that. I love, giving opportunities to women, of course. And I would love to hear more about that and kind of, you know, how the market is now and how you see when you're partnering with women and you're allowing them these opportunities, how that is different and how that stands out.
We're kind of learning off of each other right now. We're 3 years into this, so and 1 year of actually really making money. The first 2 years we weren't really making money, but we learned a lot. So it's kind of funny. I guess we were paying for our education there, aren't we? Uh, but so just try to have 12 women in one Zoom room and everybody has their own ideas and everything. But right now we're just trying to get through the permitting process, through Tuolumne County, through GCSD. We've got our hearing coming up on August 20th. So we're trying to get as many owners to that as possible. But it's quite a good deal, I think, in my eyes. So the two owners that we're looking for, it's a 50,000 buy-in. They get 6 years free lease. So, however many people they can get through on Airbnb. And it's just a 10% kickback for utilities and stuff for us. And yeah, and then they get it's pretty seasonal. So, it does get slow in the winter, but yeah, we're kicking. We're at 71% occupancy as we stand right now.
That's wonderful. That's so exciting. And just functioning off of Airbnb, you're able to filter in so many people.
Just Airbnb only.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's amazing. And I love the yoga dome. That's really cool.
yeah, yeah. Sorry, I didn't have other pictures set up, but we can do that on another one.
Oh no, yeah.
But
Yeah, and we can, if you want to stop sharing your screen so then the video
Okay,
can get you as well.
gotcha.
But that looks, I mean, that looks beautiful. How long has this been in making?
We closed on July 6th of 2021, and here we are, July 11th, 2025. So we have septic, we've got 4 units currently on there, and a fifth one being delivered, and then the dome. And yeah, so we're kicking, but we learn every single week something new.
Yeah, well, it's cool because you're not just building homes, you're really building community, it feels like, even for
Yeah.
travelers to kind of have their own community and they have their own community spaces. I think that's really awesome.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
Yeah, so right now it's just, the picnic table with the barbecue, but so the pool's not there yet. But the yoga dome is. But yeah, it's a lot of dirt. We have 5 usable acres in the area that you just saw there, and then the other acreage is all up a hill, which we recommend you go and hike. And then we're right next to Rainbow Falls, which is 20 minutes. We would go jump in that when we were rebuilding the house. It's gorgeous up there. And then, like I said, 28 minutes to the gate. And then Yosemite is yours.
Yeah, and I guess how long have you been, an advocate of these tiny homes and how have you seen the narrative shift from other people?
I want to say pretty early on, I went to my first tiny house fest in I want to say it was during COVID, 2021, and I invested in Boxable, which I'm sure you might have heard of. They're finally getting their stuff out. So I have a Boxable ready to go too. I just need to find land for that. I'm excited. But I have to stay on, shiny object syndrome is my problem.
Totally.
But yeah, since 2021. And then I met Jenny from the Movable Tiny Houses, and we created to actually Tiny Talk, which is a podcast, and trying to tell people how to do that in San Diego, like what I did for Daniel's family. It's different in San Diego. You have to call it a medical trailer in the county. Yeah, don't say tiny house. You'll be kicked out of the county. But the city, you totally fine to say tiny house there. So it's like, you got to jump through those hoops.
So there's different regional and state regulations with these homes?
Yes.
And
Mhm.
why is that the case?
They just haven't caught up yet. San Diego Metro, as you can imagine, is very tightly condensed. They're like, if you've got room, bring on a tiny home. They've even done zero lot lines, so you can pull it right up to the corner of your lot. Um, Out here in Vista, California, it's a 4 foot setback. In Ramona, it's a 3 foot setback. So, just depending on, and we had to get permits and the guy come out, and yeah, it was a whole project. It took a long time, but now I know that, so I can also bring other clients in San Diego County through that process in about a matter of about 3 months.
Awesome. And I know that there's like I don't know if it's HGTV or TLC, but there's like the reality shows talking about tiny homes now where I feel like it's more of a cultural conversation. Have you seen just culturally that conversation shift a little bit from when you first started getting into it? Did people think it was kind of a crazy idea?
Yes, absolutely. Everybody called me crazy. Even everybody called me crazy. Like, what are you thinking? And I was like, this is going to be the next wave. I mean, people cannot keep affording a $900,000 homes around here. And in Vista, everything is just about on a half acre or a quarter of an acre, which is why I farm this area. And when I sell people a house, I'm like, hey, you should get a tiny house. Oh, hey, you should do this. The ADUs are wonderful, but again, you're stuck in that permit process. It could be up to a year before you get that, where depending on the county or if you're in metro, it could be a matter of 4 hours to get your permit or 3 months.
Wow.
So yeah, if you do it right, you can do it same day.
That's a huge selling point for sure.
Yeah.
And then how important, as you're growing these communities and getting more involved in this, how important is networking to you and building your own real estate, community, especially with
Yeah.
women as well? And do you have any tips on that?
Well, with the real estate networking group that I'm in, REIN, I'm still in their Facebook group, and everyone is like cheering us on. Because we're one of the only groups that actually produced something, which is insane. This has been an act of God, and it's still an act of God. But that is how we started, was networking. So that is gigantic and huge. And having that, well, the 11 other ladies behind me, like push you, like, yes, we can do this, because it just seems like we take one step forward and two steps back, one step forward, two steps back. And it's nothing to do that we're an all women owned project. It is just the way that the county of Tuolumne and all of their rules and regulations are.
Yeah, it
So
sounds like perseverance is a big theme in your whole career.
very much so. Yep. Try to get her done.
Yeah, absolutely. And then if someone was interested in learning more about, what you're building, how can they get a hold of you?
Let's see. Probably the best would just be through my Instagram, just the Stephanie_Sundell, and just message me through that. That gets me directly, and then I can turn them on to whatever they may need. Jenny from the Movable Tiny House, I can turn them on to land if they want to do this themselves, and kind of give them the rundown of how long and how much this might cost them.
That's awesome. I think this is such an interesting part of the market, and I agree with you. I think that it's solving a problem that's definitely there.
Yeah, definitely. Yep, because we're going to need it.
Absolutely. Yeah. We have to get a little bit more creative in the way that we can own property.
Yep, exactly. Thank
Well,
you.
that's awesome. Well, thank you so much for sitting down with me. This has been really, for me, I learned a lot about this. This has been very helpful for me, but I know the listeners probably got such value out of this. So thank you so much.
Thanks. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, awesome. So everybody, please reach out to Stephanie if you're interested in tiny homes. She can educate you on all things tiny homes. And yeah, please check out our Instagram and, subscribe if you love this podcast.
Yep.
All right.
Thanks.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.